finished amongst the top 6
overall,
qualifying for the final. So that's good for her, good for her confidence. And once you are in the final of an event like the long jump,
anything
can happen. We hope it happens positively for Ese Brume. All right, let's talk hurdles for the women, 100 meters. Tobiloba Amuson is competing in the semi-finals. We hope she's able to pull through to the final. Anton Ings, remember, we spoke about him, didn't make it through. So nothing for us to show right there for the men. But for the women, we are hoping that Tobiloba Amuson will just get something done for us. Doreen Amata will also be in action later on in the women's high jump qualifying rounds. We hope she's able to pull through to the latter stages, and that could be some beacon of hope for Nigeria. Wrestling, we talked a lot about our wrestlers and how we hope they are able to get something done for us, but so far for Nigeria in wrestling, it hasn't happened. Anna Ruben lost 4-1 to Canada's Dorothy Yates in the women's freestyle event. Africa's gold medalist Aminat Adeniyi also lost to Petra Oli of Finland as well in the freestyle event for the 58 kg. All right. Odunayo Adekuroye, we are expecting she will be in action later tomorrow, and we are hoping that with 4 wrestlers remaining, we hope something can just happen for Team Nigeria, particularly from the wrestling events, from the wrestling mats. All right, so that's a quick one. Updates around Team Nigeria. Mercy Genesis also in wrestling lost 5-0 the Poland's Iwona Matkowska in the freestyle event. So we are left with 4. Amongst them, hopeful. I mean, everybody is hyping Odunayo Adekuroye as a huge prospect. We hope she's able to live up to all that hype. All right, so that's a quick one, gentlemen, from Team Nigeria camp. Let me get your thoughts very quickly. Onyi, wrestling, Odunayo, a lot of pressure. Ese Brume, good opportunity. Anything can happen for her. We still have shot put. We still have some other events that we can look forward to, really, for medals at these Olympic Games.
Yes, so much hope, but so far, not encouraging. You know, I think this was exactly the way we started the last Olympic Games in 2012.
And gradually,
until the final day.
Gradually
until the final day. I just hope that, for the sake of these athletes, especially the likes of Odunayo Adekuroye, who has shown so much promise. She has done so well in the year under review, and I think it will be an anticlimax if she doesn't, get a medal, of any shade. We all watched Ajagba in the early hours of today. Some of us kept vigil. Yes, a lot of prospects from this boxer, but the question to ask ourselves: did he get enough technical support? Here was a boxer that complained that even the punching bag to him at the National Stadium almost gave him shoulder injury. They didn't get any support. They were almost not going to the qualifiers in Yaoundé, Cameroon. So you can't rely on raw strength. There must be technical support. His opponent came up with strategy. He knew that pound for pound
is an already an Olympic medalist.
If it was better, pound for pound, but he came up with a strategy to frustrate him. That is the game. You must neutralize the strategy of your opponents. If he went straight for a knockout, but it didn't happen. So for me, he didn't get enough technical support. And so going forward, I think the National Sports Commission and whoever, the officials, must give our athletes the necessary support to do well at the Olympic Games. We can't rely on strength and the Nigerian spirit all the time. Toyi, we keep on talking about the Nigerian spirit. The other athletes are planning. They are advancing in every sphere of the game, in technology, in welfare and other aspects, but we have not done that. We are just relying on magic and miracle to see our athletes through.
But if you listen to all that Oyin has said, you tend to think that medals can't come from anywhere from Team Nigeria, particularly when you reel out our outing in the last 24 hours and what is left for us. Probably maybe the football. Depending on the result of today's game, they still have one more game to play. If they win today, we get at least a silver. If we don't win today, we have to wait for bronze medal match. What other prospects can we hopefully look at as we get to the end now, as we're getting to the end of the Olympic Games?
I got a rude shock yesterday. I was expecting 4 medals, and one of the places I thought the medals would come from, it's not going to come anymore. The way it is, we'll be lucky if we get 3 medals. The way it is, I hope the dream team...
You were so optimistic about 4 medals yesterday.
Yeah.
In 24 hours.
I'm saying 3 now. I saw the result. I wasn't expecting anything from athletics, so whatever happened in athletics, I was not disappointed. It's a rumor for what everybody has said. Well, I congratulate her, but it hasn't translated to anything. I hope she wins something, because if you're in the final, like you said, you can win something. I'm expecting something from the wrestlers, in spite of 3 of them crashing out in the early rounds. I'm expecting something. But you know, if we just look away from the Olympics, a lot has to change. Most of our sportsmen don't decide early in life to take on sports. I think that's another problem. Most of the sportsmen we have just see sports as a way out of poverty. You know, the psyche of a sportsman is not built in them from the early ages. We're talking about Anthony Joshua yesterday. Most of these guys decide from maybe age 8, 7, this is what I want to be. And there's a structure that supports them, that ensures, and we have turned ourselves to a laughing stock, because all we want to do is participate in global events. And hope that medals will be lying down somewhere and we can pick it. But guess what? Even if we win 10 gold medals, does it mean we have done our job? We haven't. And that's why some guys who are pessimists will say, let's not win anything. But like you said, for the sake of those guys who have put in a lot, not for the federations, not for the sports minister, not for the federal government, but for those guys flying Nigerians. I mean, you talk about Sherika the other time, people against all odds. Just, I want to represent Nigeria, and they give themselves. And we have now turned ourselves to countries that try to reap where we do not sow. We try to, you know, we see somebody from the United States, we push them, come and represent us. All of those things. You jump up, you come down. That's always been my theory.
All right, guys, let's pause a little bit. Let's go on a break. When we return from the break, there's still plenty more to talk about from the Olympic Games on Sports Tonight. Join us again.